Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today's reading, I already pulled cards, I've already put them out. I kind of looked at them, kind of got a little bit of the baseline of the story, and then I left and kind of let rest of the synchronicities unfold. And so now I'm kind of back and let's just see what else wants to come out of this story. So I was getting kind of a as above, so below energy. And so the decks that we're going to use today, in the center kind of playing field, we've got Secrets of the Ancestors, followed by the White Light Oracle. So these cards are kind of represented in the now energy. And then to clarify, we're going to use my spiritual reading cards, just to kind of see what emotions or thoughts that we can kind of add a spin onto this to kind of understand or heal through it better. And then for the whole above and below part, where did they all go? So for the above, we're going to use the Starman Tarot, just because that's always my starseed energy, more of the galactic, universal consciousness type energy. And then for the going within and going as below, we got the Tarot and Wonderland cards. So let's put those over there. Keep it balanced. So in the very current right now energy, okay, to sum it all up, I was really getting that this is a battle of the heart, and it has to do with past relationships and the mothering energy that you received when you were younger. Because I did pick up on this energy that was very mousy when they were younger. And because they didn't have that confidence, they didn't really believe in what they could do. They found themselves in situations with people who I don't feel like they quite tricked them into doing something, but they were kind of hanging out with the bad crowd. And so by wanting to be fit in and be a part of something, they were hanging out with troublemakers pretty much. And so as time went on, as they grew, the things that they did in their past, those actions, and feeling guilt or something about that, trying to be older now, but not really having that energy and not trusting yourself, because there's a need to forgive yourself for something that you did with people from your past. And I just see it as like you didn't fit in with that person, that you were really just trying to be a part of the group. And so the thing that's really bugging you is not that you want to be a part of the group and included. The thing that it seems to needs to be healed from is that you were different than those. You were this mousy energy, and you were supposed to stay in that and embody that. So you were not true to yourself, not true to your character. And that's the understanding or healing that needs to come up and out, because it does seem to be blocking matters of the heart going forward. It's kind of put you in lack, or there's a block or something like that, and it's really stopped the heart from being open and receptive to working in partnerships again. And because of that, you don't trust and believe in yourself and your skills and your ability. And so let's just show the cards how I got this story, and then we'll unfold more. But the very current energies of all this. So right in the middle, we had Perfume of Sophia. And so here, when I do that, we'll say, you're Sophia. And perfume, right? Perfume is associated with scent. And when you smell, that's associated with the root chakra, which comes in perfectly with this root of fire and risking it all. But we'll get into that. So perfume, when you smell things, smell is really much associated with like scent and memory. You smell something, you can instantly go back to like the first time you smelled that, or a loved one's perfume or something like that. I'm also seeing them come in and say like perfume as like just bringing a lightness, a freshness. That's what they're saying. They're showing me something like not smell good, and then you put like baby powder and there's like it's fresh now. It's like taken away this taint of this past thing that you regret, deny. I don't know the quite word that we'll use for that, because I don't want to keep saying that. It's like because regret is almost like too much. They're saying that by putting too much regret on it, it's like making it bigger than it was. So here we have that perfume, and perfume kind of, as I said, brings back sense of memories, and it also makes the moment a little bit more lively. It kind of brings you present and enjoy the moment. I'm just seeing it as like happy memories based on the inner work that you've done. But to the left of it, we have Deer of Delta in reverse. So it's like that caring and nurturing energy. It got blocked. It didn't quite happen. And so to clarify, that was the root of fire. So the root chakra is all about having safety and security. It's about feeling safe and having your basic necessities met. When you work through the chakra system, is there any that actually is doing that in the cards? No. When you work through the chakra system, the next one is your sacral. And we will get into that with this Eight of Pentacles, because this Eight of Pentacles is all about you focusing on your skill, on recreating. It's like your talent, but it's in reverse because there's no confidence in it. So they keep showing that there is this blockage in the sacral, and it's like traffic jam I'm seeing, and it's all because something to do with the root chakra energy. So it's like building momentum and all these things, but you can't quite figure out why is it that I still feel this mousy energy. So to clarify with that, down here in the underworld, we do have this mouse in the pot. Before I get distracted, I like the way that this is unfolding, because we really do need to go into the past energy. But I just want to quickly show this card. Here we have the heart. It says the mandala of the heart, and it's in reverse. It's blocked. So that's what we're working through. Whatever happened in this past, it kind of stopped you from being creative, and because it couldn't be creative and you couldn't feel comfortable being your authentic self, the heart now is blocked as well. It's kind of been a chain reaction through all the rest of the flow. So here with this perfume and this root of fire, it keeps bringing everything back to being loved and nurtured. It has to do with this innocence time where you were just in your mousy kind of energy. So I don't get this mousy energy as bad. It's just that you went into new environments, and these new environments, it just seemed like other people had been more confident than you. And because they spoke louder and they acted tougher, you believed that they had the best intentions for you. And so here we have the what is it? The Dormouse, the whatever. But anyways, in the story of Alice in Wonderland, they just want to sleep. They're tired. They're at this tea party, this never-ending tea party. And it gets exhausting, right? When you're totally in party, go, go, go mode, you do need rest. You do need to have, that's what these deer are. They're sitting there and they're resting. What about rest? Anyways, so here he is. He just wants rest. They're saying it's not that you didn't get rest. That's not the problem. The problem is these two cards and how they associate with this above energy, with this Eight of Pentacles. So here, as we go in, he's building each of these loops. It's like, I see that this is one attempt, this is one attempt. Okay, I gotta look at it this way. This is one attempt, this is one attempt, this is one attempt. And this is the one that he's working on at this moment. It almost is like I'm seeing him do like beads that have like those patterns, or like glass blowing, or like, you know, they make those like ribbon candy and then they cut them. I'm seeing something that does that, and it just seems to be this process of always unfolding and going back within itself, and before you know it, it stretches out. um you've got like this cookie cutter kind of pattern. And so it's like this skill that you have is something that comes very naturally to you. It almost looks effortless. So I am seeing like where they do those candies, and it's like that, you right? They have that hook and then they're pulling it, and it doesn't look like it's much at all. But the thing with like that candy is it's so hot, it's so boiling that if it were to touch your skin, like you get burnt. And ooh, burnt, because we really are coming up to this fire moment. And so I see you getting burnt. So here in this teapot, this mouse got exhausted. They're like, I can't keep going on and doing all these things. Like, I need to stop, I need to slow down, I need this feeling. And what is this? The deer of Delta. So we have different consciousness states. And then how does it go? It goes like beta, theta to delta. So when we do meditation, right, we try to get to, I feel like theta is the healing, where you can go in and actually like work on your blueprint and things like that. And then data is just delta, data. Maybe something to do with the Goonies and all those little contraptions and gadgets. But what was I talking about? Delta is like this state. And so when you are in your everyday life and you're doing things and you're right, we do need times to stop and let things go, and to listen to our guides and bring in new energy, things like that, to refresh. And so sleep, it might just seem like you're sleeping or meditating, but there's no difference than if you got a full 8 hours of sleep, or if you had just stood there and actually went into the deep depths and did the energy flow work. But it's so hard to actually get into that state where you can just release and let go. And so in this, I'm seeing a pressure cooker now, because this mouse got exhausted. They need to go into this delta. They just needed to stop being so engaged. I'm just seeing like now it's bringing it back to the data, not delta, data. So much energy being bombarded at them that it's hard to like keep track of what did we just do, what was just said, what like, that's just what I'm seeing. It's like so much that your brain needs to process, that now you're becoming like tired and lethargic. Maybe that's that. It's just been so many things. I don't remember how I got to that pattern. It was perfect this time, but I missed one step. I didn't write it down, kind of thing. So I see it just being exhausted and needing to take a rest. But as we said, this is past energy. And so in the past, it was hanging out with people who just didn't have the best intentions for you. And as you went into this teapot, right, it's the Mad Hatter's party. So we're going to introduce the next 3 cards. We've got Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles is all about safety, structure, right, those kind of things, but it's in reverse. We've got the Devil card, and there's the Mad Hatter in the hair having the party. And the mouse is just in that teapot right there. And then we have the Magician. And so, how did this play out? It's like these people at the party, when you are the Queen of Pentacles, you know that it's best, you're not going to go out there because you've learned through so many lessons and you've built real stability and structure. You know that it's best to let other people learn on their own and not to solve all their problems. And right, it's like, how do wealthy people stay wealthy? Well, they take care of their stuff, right? They're not out there spending frivolously and like looking more like show. It's more like it's quiet. It's a quiet confidence. And so this is in reverse though. So what I'm getting is that these people were very flashy and showy. And as it said, they had bounced off each other so much that their ideas were a little mad. We're all a little mad here. But you were kind of this quiet mouse. And so I feel like they made fun of you and poked at you and all these things as you were like working on your skills and your projects, or, oh, you're just a little baby, you're this, blah, 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 blah. Like, you're not tough. You're like, and so you always wanted to be a part of it and trying to prove yourself. But I feel like when you got exhausted, I feel like you jumped through so many of these hoops for so many times. And then so when you actually got exhausted in your body, and if you keep ignoring it, your body will get sick or you will get burnt out. And that's what I feel like happened here. And then in this moment, rather than your friends coming to help you and being like, oh, like, don't bug Dormouse or whatever, they need rest. I feel like they lit the teapot. They started bubbling, and they didn't care about your safety. Because it's like, I feel like in this energy, you're a very sensitive soul, very loving and nurturing, and they didn't understand it because they never had that. They just never had it. And so at this devil energy, right? Devil energy is all about attachments and addictions or bad habits and patterns. And I feel like that this is just something that's been passed down generation to generation. It was like from parent to child. The only reason why these people act this way is because that's how people acted around them. They just adopted outside thoughts and views. And so when it comes to this magician energy, I feel like they used to get you to do all their dirty work, those kind of things. But now you're not really doing it. Now you're really tired. Now you have boundaries or morals or something like that, and it doesn't work for them. So I feel like they make fun of a lot of this. They're like, why are you over there doing that stuff? That stuff's stupid. You're never gonna really go anywhere. Like, you should do what we want you to do. And with it, it's like, you know that you've worked on this skill so many times, that you've perfected it, that it's actually an art. So they keep bringing me to like making beads, glass blowing, or candy. Like, whatever it is that's like this something, it's something that doesn't look like something until the very end. And at that very end, when you cut it and it like reveals, it's just like, wow. But like when you do it, I'm almost seeing like pizza making, or I keep seeing that hook, especially with candy. That it's like a dance performance almost as you do it. It's a performance, they say. You are a performer at what you do, and you doubt yourself. And it's funny because it started off small, and then got a little bit bigger, and then you got a little bit quicker, and then the speed happened, and now it's like you can do it in your sleep, I hear. So, which is good because you've been exhausted. And so it's saying like this skill. Now we move into the next card. We've got the wheel or the world. And with that, coming back to the perfume of Sophia, which that perfume, right, brings back sense of the memories. There's just a little bit of something that you got burned that you need to kind of forgive yourself with. And realize that by being burned for that, it didn't stop you as the magician working on your talent, or whatever it is, your dreams. We'll say dreams. Working on your dreams. That now, rather than the scent bringing you back to safety and survival, it's enjoying the moment right now. I feel like we can get trapped in our head or our thoughts, or we can be too busy watching outside ourselves. But when you actually smell like fresh cut grass, for some reason came. I'm smelling root beer now. Mint, those things kind of wake you up and bring you back present. Rosemary, very good for memory. Those are just scents that kind of came now. But it brings you to the present. I love smell. I do. I wish people didn't get as many headaches from perfume, and that we could all just spray tons of perfume everywhere. I love it. Anyways, that's getting distracted. So this perfume of Sophia is all about enjoying the present moment. And with this wheel, I feel like it's time to enjoy that. In the past, you've been the work horse. You've been the busy mouse. You've been under pressure, and you did it alone. I feel like your friends weren't a great group, and they abandoned you in your moment of need. And rather than helping you with what you needed, they let you do it on your own. And like I hear, what do I hear? If they had helped you, you would have maybe believed in yourself more, because they have talent as well. They just are not your group, right? They left. They were like, nope, we're gonna let them, when we light this candle or this pot on fire, like they didn't care. And then you started feeling the heat, and they're like, oh, they'll figure it out. And you did, thank freaking goodness. But from that, I'm really getting out of all this a lack of mothering energy from childhood. Maybe if there was just a little bit more love, a little bit more nurturing, you wouldn't have relied on these people outside of yourself to kind of get your validation. And so fast forward to present moment, we have the matriarch. And it says, nurture the harvest. I feel like I want to read this card. Why do I want? I don't know why I want to read it. I do. Number 3. Oh my God. Okay. It says, you are fertile with possibilities. You are, maybe I'll hold it up. Can you see? Yeah. You are fertile with possibilities. You are safe and blessed. Have faith in your ability to bring forth beauty, prosperity, and harmonious relationships. Allow yourself to tap into your creative potential and explore new creative outlets. Nurture yourself and others with kindness, compassion, and love. Free yourself from the need to justify your existence. You are heir to the fortune of wealth that the matriarch ancestors bring. Will you allow yourself to receive your riches? Will you allow the blessings in? And so the ancestral memory is, the matriarch is depicted by a Maasai elder overlooking her beloved village of Burkina Faso. This ancestral energy is loving, charismatic, fertile, beautiful, nurturing, and rooted in the divine feminine. The matriarch is deeply connected to Mother Nature, and you are a child wrapped in safety in her loving bosom. The message from the ancestors is, for many of your ancestors, vulnerability was not allowed. Allow yourself now to be vulnerable in their honor, and to honor yourself, my child. We are taking care of you and yours. Trust in the sumptuous abundance that surrounds you and cultivate gratitude for the blessings. If you feel stuck and stale, the energy blockages you are experiencing are a result of being overly dependent on the voices and actions of others. Which is this group, this little Mad Hatter group. And when I see like the tea party, right? It could just be someone who's like stuck in partying, right? They'll be like, hey, let's go for a drink. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then the one will be like, oh, but I've got all these things to do. And they're like, oh no, you can do them later. And then that person will be like, yeah, we'll do them later. And then they each kind of bring each other just to a standstill, just a more toxic ending. At the end of the day, it's like, damn, I had so much of this stuff that I wanted to do. And then so that's why they're always like dumping it on this mouse, because I feel like this mouse was the responsible one, the caring one, the gentle, nurturing one, the creative one as well. And so they just dumped everything on them. They're like, oh, they'll go do it. They're our little minion type energy. So as we go into the future, right, because this wheel right now is the present energy with this perfume of Sophia and the Empress energy. Right now, like, you've doubted yourself so much in your past that right now is like you stepping into your like, yeah, moment, and not feeling like, I feel like that's where the understanding is happening. So we're at this phase where you weren't feeling it all, you were feeling lack, and then the wheel turns, because the wheel's always turning. And so whatever is under, right, the underworld, this Alice in Wonderland cards, is going to be brought up to the surface to be utilized or distribute in a different way. So you have a bit of the, and all that's done is like brought everything from the ground or within up to the surface. It hasn't quite 100% been dealt with yet. And so that's why this perfume is kind of tied to the past, and it's now also to bring you present. So the past is still there. At least we have an understanding of why it's hard for us to step into our full Empress energy, which is what the matriarch is about. Because I feel like there was a lack of it in the past. So now it's like you're stepping into this energy, you're embodying it, and it's uncomfortable because there's still a little bit of this betrayed, stepped on, mousy energy. And so the next card that comes with that is the Death in reverse. So how do we let that go? Because it is stopping the heart, right? Here we had the 528 hertz mandala of the heart. And so 528 hertz is like a healing frequency that I want to say, I'm not positive. Let me read. What I want to say is that it's what the earth resonates at, but I think it might be the 400 one instead. But it is the heart energy. Number 17. What can you tell me about the hertz? 15, oh, 18, soon. There we go. So it says, sometimes aspects of our life fall apart or don't go to plan. This is so that they can come back together in a beautiful new way. Trust in the goodness and the inevitable blessings of your destiny falling into place. Do not trust your fears. Put your faith in your love of your heart. A beautiful heart wish, a heartfelt wish is going to manifest. So are you going to tell me anything about the hertz? It's too much reading. I feel called to read this chunk. It says, when 528 hertz mandala for the heart appears in your reading, you are being put on notice that the Divine Feminine has a vision for your soul and is organizing events accordingly. She will guide you through your heart, and with your protection, the manifestation of your soul path is assured. Okay, well that's all that wants to come out right now. And so yeah, here we have the heart blocked, but the only reason why it's blocked is because there is this death coming. And the only thing that stops it from fully going is this wheel. And the only thing that kind of puts a clog or a jam or a block in the wheel is you finding a little bit of understanding and healing from whatever this moment was to you. Whatever put you on fire. So now in the moment, it's like I've closed my heart to it. It's like, damn, why did I trust those kind of people? Why did I not believe in myself? And I feel like whatever it is just not having enough belief or faith in your skills at the time. And so in the moment, in this present moment, we need this clarity of like, I'm pretty awesome. Like, I'm really good at what I do. I'm very smart. I'm very caring. My heart is beautiful and open. I'm very present to open and receive everything good that the universe has for me. And it's funny because this tower, this death, is like for you to just stop accepting that other people use you as like a venting bag or a dumping ground or garbage dump. Just like, here, deal with our stuff. All the stuff that we didn't want to do energetically, we want you to deal with it. While we stay here and lose our minds by being kind of selfish, greedy people. We're only going to focus on ourselves. You go out there and deal with your stuff, but also deal with our stuff. So there's something to do with a little bit of healing from that. So there are a couple more cards that still want to come out. And so in the future sense of this, with this death, when you have this realization of how to let go that, oh, I took on way more than I ever should have, and what I was actually doing in my mousy form was amazing. That it seemed like what I was working on at the time was insignificant, but as I'm older now, I realize like maybe it was just little arts and crafts, or you made candy, or you crocheted flowers or something. I don't know. I'm seeing something very artsy. But it being like mousy to you, like not of importance or significant, now having major significance. And I do feel like when you have that aha moment of how awesome things were back then for you, not being mad at yourself for not letting that shine, because it's still shining, it still grew as each one of these. It started off smaller and smaller, and now it's just getting more bigger and vibrant. And you know, it's like you have to put in your dues. Time. The more time you put into it, it really was all the, it's not that you just did something naturally, it's that the more time you put into it is what really is like making this bigger and grander as time goes on. So the heart, we're opening up the heart and believing in ourselves, and we're going to embrace this death. This death energy is so funny because it's just you accepting abundance and love and opening your heart and being excited. And so what's the next energies that we had? So we had the loner with isolation and introspection, followed by the Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So the above energy that wants to come through is it really wants to change things. It doesn't want to change everything, because I feel like you tried really hard to avoid this energy of you being tired and being a mouse and all these other things. And it's like accepting that you have these limits or these boundaries, and when you do get tired, to honor them, right? Because that delta state that we get into, that even deeper healing, really is just filling up your cup again so that you could create and accept. I think it's, they're showing me a teacup, and it's like that Japanese word I can never remember, but it's like when it's broken and then you repair it back with gold. They're saying you can't fill up your cup, because usually everyone has their cup already filled, that you can't fill your cup up anymore. You've got to empty the cup. But I feel like in this case, in this story, whatever your cup is, right, that's you with your energy. If you had to empty your cup, it would be like you need to release and let go and meditate. But I feel like you've done all that. What I think is interesting in this is like I see the cup, and I see the cup broken. I see someone being like, I'm never going to go back to that mold again, which is funny because it was a mouse, and now I'm seeing mold as in mole. And maybe you thought that these moles were smarter than you, but moles can't see. They're blind. And I feel like that's okay. So there's a bunch of moles at these parties, and they're like, you're a mouse, you don't really fit in with us. And you had a lot of energy, because I'm seeing it now back to this wheel. I'm seeing it as like a hamster wheel. And that's why they got you to go do everything, because you wake up every day and be like, what are we going to do, guys? And they're like, oh, we're tired. We don't want to deal with stuff. You go do it. And then so there is this loner energy coming in the future, when you start to accept all these things that you're like, that hamster wheel energy, putting it back into you and not trying to people please outside yourself. You can do a million tasks and favors and all these things for all these people, but there is a need to go within and just have a little bit of this hermit energy, a little introspection. Because I feel like this introspection as this cup, right? If we had let go and we could meditate and like release, but this cup is broken. I feel like they just didn't want to, I didn't fit the mold. And so the cup broke. And so how do we bring the cup back together? I'm hearing that's in the delta state. And there is a need for you to make more time for rest, a little bit more time for meditation, and a little bit more time for creativity. Don't go out and, I'm seeing doom scrolling. I feel like in the past you had this group that kind of took all your time and attention. You're not in that group anymore, but there's still that void that needs to be filled. So now instead of being in the group and them all their toxic I'm hearing like just negativity when you talk to them. They're very draining. And so now there's still that to kind of work through. And so they're saying now that it's doom scrolling or something, and there's a lot of negativity in your phone. Be mindful of that. Yeah. What we want you to focus on is the things that kind of make you excited. So here we have the Four of Cups with the Mock Turtle. And the Mock Turtle, Four of Cups, right there, he's sitting here and he is not enjoying life. He's sad, he doesn't know what to do, but over here, he's like, oh no, I was told that I was supposed to stay stable and that I had to have all these things by these certain amount of times, that I need to fill up all my cups. There's 4 cups he had to take care of. One here, one here, one here, one here. It could be like north, south, east, west. It could be the seasons, right? We got so many things that are in 4s. But he lost one, right? There's only 3 of them. And because he feels like that, you need this whole complete set. He's not enjoying himself. He's not having good times. He's not celebrating. But this one over here has this like playful, fun energy. They know that every little thing is going to be all right. And so rather than being like having these 3 cups, which is funny because I have 3 cups sitting in front of me. I was going to use them for something. But as this loner, as this isolation and introspection kind of happens, that's where it goes in reverse. That's where he's realizing, he's like, you know what? I messed up. I didn't get that 1 cup by my goal or my whatever, and that's okay. Because I can still work on this and create. It's always been within. But once he stopped kind of romanticizing the mole life and trying to fit into that mold, that's when this guy's not enjoying life. They're really not. They just wake up and he's got such a worried face every day. He wakes up and he's just like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, the group wants me to do this, but in my soul, I don't like doing that. And so I feel like whatever it is that they keep doing for others, it makes you feel conflicted inside, because that's not your nature. Your nature is to be a sweet, kind, loving mouse. And now I'm being brought to the Strength card. And there's always like the lion or the sheep, or the lion and the mouse, which the lion and the mouse is about the lion who has the thorn in his paw, right? He's the mightiest in the jungle, but when he couldn't get that thorn out, he relied on the mouse's gentle, kind nature to help him, which is that matriarch energy, that loving. There's just love that needs to be brought into this. And a little bit of forgiveness of whatever this situation is to you. You know that moment when you were under fire and others didn't help you. So there's a bit of healing from that. Because from that healing is going to root the fire. And that fire is finally going to understand where that block came from. And once that block comes through, that's when it's going to go through the sacral and work on the creativity, to the next, to the confidence, to finally being open-hearted. We've got the above, right? All the starseed energy, the David Bowie cards, Starman Tarot cards coming in so that we can accept that. Because what was that? We have the 8 of Pentacles, which is like co-creation, working through you. This energy given. There's all these resources and things that are coming. Your bad times are finally over. That it's just, you need to open up and accept the good times to come, and that's going to cause a death. That's going to cause like a little bit of a tower moment. But I feel like to wake up every day and stay the same has been more depleting of your energy than to just accept this new loving abundance to come your way. But if you honestly haven't had love and abundance and this like motherly role figure growing up, it's hard to let that in, because it's like, what if that gets taken away? But what I'm almost getting is like, you know, and you're like kind of energy, we'll say, like a rock. And then this like light, intense, happy joy comes in. It's almost like a heart attack kind of feeling. And it's like something that you're just so scared that like, I don't know, it's just going to be too intense. Can I energetically even ground this? Can my body handle this? And your heart is very tough, right? I'm seeing people like heart attack statistics. I don't know what that is, but like, yes, your heart is very sensitive, but what they're saying is your heart is very tough, that it can break and then it can heal. So now they're bringing me back to that broken cup. They're saying the thing that adds that gold that seals the cup back together is the heart. And so since everything's kind of stuck at the root in the fire, and as this one says, risk it all. There is a little bit of risking this new chapter, this new life. And once you do that, that's where that block kind of comes out. It goes to the sacral again to work on that creativity. From that, I see like liquid gold fire, like infusing everything. But that sacral energy needs to get to the heart. And that's where the mending comes. Anyways, so in this mending, in this healing, it might seem a little bit isolating, but it's almost like this one's like not enjoying life, but this was in reverse. That's when you start to, right, all these like mending and like the gold and everything starts to infuse. That's when you start to feel a little bit more powerful. That's when you start to have your cup hold more energy. There's no more energetic leaks and things like that. And so a new, last card I never showed you yet, the new opportunity will come. And what I'm getting is because you fixed your cup, you healed it back, you made it even more special than before. It's golden now. Your heart is flowing, your sacral is creatively flowing. I'm getting a breath of fresh air. But what they're saying is that now that you've healed and you've worked all these energetic leaks out, you've contained it, that what you now put your time and energy into, these pentacles and things like that, you can use your skill or your energetic, it's an energetic exchange that you will find will help you in the safety and survival. So what am I trying to say with that? It's like if you have a talent or a gift, massage, right? I have a lot of friends who do massage. And so you can always kind of like do like the barter system. Like, hey, I'll give you a massage if whatever they need, you know? Oh, my back's hurting. No, that's what they would do. Hey, I need a plumber, and this plumber is like, hey, yeah, I'll do a massage for you if you help me with this. It's like this, you have something of value to give to society is what they're saying. So you can take your energy, transform it into this gold, and this gold you can now change into cake or cookies or pie or whatever you want it to be. Okay, so I really wanted to use these ones, but that reading kind of just got a little bit more in depth, but I still feel like I want to use these because in the present realm, in the middle, I wanted to use the Secrets of the Ancestors cards, and then these ones are the cards from my grandma. So that's my ancestors. So I want to bring them in. So let's just read 3 of them, and we'll say that this has to do with a little bit of thinking and feeling that you can sit and ponder on. 2, and 3. So when I look at this, I get lots of heart energy. So this one says, find your place of happiness and peace and don't let anyone pull you out of it. Especially that group. They're like, you changed, man. You're like, thank you. I did. Took a lot of healing, but I'm really excited about how far I've come. It says, spirituality, I'll let you look first. Spirituality is so simple. All you need to do is love God, do good, and then go home. Little starseed mission there. And then this one's in reverse. And it says, plant silver columns of light around everyone who is negative. You'll see the world get brighter. And so when I look at this one has columns in it. Okay. So that's something that I learned really, really young, at a young age, because of Sylvia Brown. She always talked about putting yourself in a silver column, or a golden column, or a light column. Really pick whatever color you want. But from that, it was, when you put yourself in this column of light, it radiates so much love and abundance and joy that those who are, oh, it says to read this one too. The only negativity is that which you allow into your life. And so these columns would be so intense that anyone who is negative, it would either change their energy, it would lighten their energy and bring them to a more positive mood, or it would repel them and they would be disgusted with that energy and they will go far, far away. But rather than them coming and changing your mood, it's like you stay in this happy, centered, peaceful state, which is kind of what this is. The perfume of Sophia, that scent that brings you present, is what I feel like the column kind of is. And so, as that one said, it was in reverse. Plant silver columns of light around everyone who is negative, and you'll see the world get brighter. The only thing they want you to focus on is yourself. Put yourself in that column of light, because in this one, it's focused on like, that person is negative. I got to send energy to them. And it's like, no, just put yourself in that light and not even worry about those people and their thoughts and their feelings, because there's something that you really got to focus on. There's something you got to let go of so that you can allow more of this into, so that your heart can be open and healing, so that when you do whatever it is that this magician energy is, you're not going to feel bad about the actions that you've done at the end of the day. Because I feel like when you were with this devil energy and this Queen of Wands in reverse, that you would do things, but the actions of it, you'd feel really bad. It's like you did what the cool kids wanted, but those cool kids were a bunch of bullies, and you're not a bully. You're this mousy energy, but I hear, though she's small, she's very mighty. She has a lot of energy and a lot of love. And so it's like, just put yourself in the column of light. Don't really focus on too much of others, because as they said, your focus is on them and the outside. We want you to stay within you and keep working on whatever it is that Spirit's trying to channel through you. A gift, a talent, something that is uniquely you. It could be that you're an amazing writer, or that you know how you can just see somebody who's having a bad day and you can just hold space for them and you say the right words. That's something that I feel like gets written off. Because in this energy, if this person had more of that energy when they were younger, in the adolescent kind of phase, maybe they went to relied on this devil energy to get their kicks, right? And so sensitivity and more of this matriarch energy. Let's let it in, let's let it heal and raise up. This one was talking about you'll see the world get brighter if you put all these columns around people. But if you just work on yourself, you'll still see the world get brighter, because you're a shining star. And so, am I really missing? I said we did it all. They said just remember to touch on Delta again, right? Theta healing. Let's go even deeper. Let's go to Delta. And so a lot of that happens when you're in very deep meditation or sleep. So there is a need to rest when your body needs rest, especially for that busy mouse. because people are going to utilize you to use your energy to go, 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 and you don't like what you're doing. We want you to stop. And maybe that's why if you have had that kind of block, that's the universe is like, we stopped the wheel, but the wheel's about to turn again. And in this time, we really want you to be clear-minded and in your calm of light and love, and healed your root. Believe in your creativity so that you can share your love. And so that's that death moment for you. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's just something because you haven't felt it before. And so I feel like you are that loving space that holds for people. So now have that space held for you. Ooh, scary. I know. But worth it. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.